Scroll down to the bottom quick.
Hello, welcome to the Byzantian Brewscast. It's your host, Gaelic Jackson, and Byzantian Dev. I'm Warwick Davis, and I'm doing the intro for this week. I've been promised a few jam sandwiches if I do the thing. So this is your one-stop shop for all things homebrew and tabletop roleplay game news. Right, I'm gonna up down off this stool now and go get me jam sandwiches. Bye.
Thank you, Warren. Thank you for doing the intro for us this week.
And where are we going to go with those? Every time, it's going to be something.
I like to keep you and the audience on their toes.
Have you ever heard The Laughing Gnome by David Bowie?
No? Oh, man.
It's great. It's awful, but it's great. It's I swear to God, it's just me and Kieran know it even exists, and I like
Right.
I like to tell people about it just so the David Bowie estate can never remove it from
forget.
history.
Yeah.
David Bowie wanted to remove himself from it, but I won't let him.
Yeah.
Sorry, David.
So, what are we
That
up
was
to
a
this week? Oh.
Yeah, I've been up to not a fat lot. Usual. I've been helping the guide dogs in Coventry yesterday.
Uh-huh. Nice.
Some new dogs that I rarely see because they're different branch of the. It's sort of like this. There's chapters all over the country for the guide dogs, so I don't know the Coventry lot very well, but
Yeah.
saw some new dogs. There was Natalie. She was sweet. She was about 14 months old, so very much it was a big puppy.
Mm-hmm.
And there was Reggie, who just retired. He was 8.
Oh.
He was great. I think he got a little confused by my hat at one point because he barked at me. But dogs sometimes do it with hats, I guess.
Yeah. Maybe he wanted the hat. He was like, "Yo, get past that here, mate."
Oh, I would have loved to have taken a photo with my. I bought it for a country fest, but with summer being what it is, I'm using it unironically all the time now.
Yeah.
Saying that, he would have looked really good in my not quite cowboy hat, I think. It'll fit right in. Would have raised more money as well, I think.
Sheriff Doggo.
We've had the badge and the bandana, yeah.
My name's Reggie, and I'm the sheriff in these here parts.
He'd be like the sheriff that's about to any Western movie where the sheriff's about to retire.
Yeah.
Hand it over to the new guy who's almost ready.
I'm 3 days away from retirement. Don't say that. You're going to die if you say that. Please never say that. Why would you?
That kind of character's always giving sage advice.
Yeah.
Whenever someone don't know how they know they need it, but they're always doing it. There was a hot few hours, but it's really nice. Coventry's doing some crazy stuff though. They had like some summer family-friendly stuff going on.
Oh.
Like everyone was out. Apparently, some other charity I've never heard of was doing some abseil down the cathedral.
Yeah.
There were like people entertainers going by. Like they had I guess they were like hoverboards, but they were disguised to look like jet skis.
Mm-hmm.
And they had like Barbie-sized little like dolls on the front of them with little mini jet skis.
Right.
Probably like agency work, but that looked like a job I would have loved to have done. So I got paid for that. So basically, you're on a very slow-moving airboard that's made to look not like an airboard.
Okay.
So basically, they look like they're water skiing, but they're not. They're just look classic very cleverly. That looks like an amazing job for the day. It's probably about 100+ quid for that for the day, knowing agencies. But it was really crazy few hours, but yeah, it was all right. What else have we been up to? Thursday, I've obviously met up with the usual lot.
Yes.
You had so many Gundam cards.
Yeah,
You got
I bought
you.
I picked up a booster box, which turned out to be a pretty good investment. I was hoping for the box of the new set, but they didn't have any left. Even a single booster. So I was like, you know what? I'll get a because it was cheaper because it's like only like 90 quid. I'll buy a box of this previous set, and then I just
Yeah.
pulled I basically pulled the best card in the set, or that you're
It's a
actually
growing game.
likely to get at least.
It's a growing game, so it's getting more popular now. You can
Yes,
sort
yeah.
of feel it.
It's not just a case of it was just really fortunate that I
Yeah.
pulled so well. I mean, to be fair, there was every chance I could have pulled even better, but obviously that the likelihood of getting a triple R or LR plus plus, whatever they call them, that's
Oh yeah.
really the chances of you pulling one of those is really
Very small.
low.
We did one, and we got the promo ones.
Yes, yes. I'm
Those neat.
so happy to have a playset of Shining Gundam and Shining Finger.
I've only got I've only got the one for now, but I have another Gundam for my collections. I like to separate my non-Gundam cards from the Gundam specific Gundam frame cards.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if the game goes really well, that might be worth something later. And if I just keep like a little Pokédex style thing of every official Gundam suit in the franchise that I can get my hands on, might come to something, or just be a cool thing to have.
Yeah, you never know. You never know.
Yeah. What's been up to? Oh god, yeah. We finally got to April to have a crack at the story mode in that Power Rangers game, which was
that seemed quite crazy to me.
weird game that because basically it's a fighting game loosely based on some I don't know Power Rangers nearly enough to understand the lore, but some of the more recent stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
And for a game that was presumably aimed at children, it is absurdly hard.
I was watching you in April play, and you got like 40, 50 hit comboed at one point?
Yeah, the AI is it's a bit good. I don't know what difficulty it was set to, but it's playing. And keep in mind, this is my third time having a go at it with Nathan as well.
Yeah.
It's one of those games that's so hard. If you get like a few lost games in a row, you're like, you know what? I don't have it. Someone else have a crack at it. It's a three-person game to play. I presumably aimed at kids. I do not understand who designed this. Maybe the balancing is just not there.
Yeah, it's kind of mental. I was gonna give it a go, and then I saw you in April struggling, and I'm like,
Oh, you
do you know
should.
what? You guys are better at fighting games than me, and you're
I'm
struggling.
not even that good at fighting
I
games.
have no fucking hope.
I'm not even that good at fighting games. Is the thing. I fumble my way through most of them. That's why I love playing fighting games for the first time.
Yeah.
No one knows the controls. You just pick. You go pick based off vibes and see what happens. It's like Bloody Roar 3. Played a bit of a joke, and it turned out it was a really fun time.
It's always nice when you find like a hidden gem of like, oh, this is actually pretty good actually.
It's totally furry bait, but it's actually good.
Yeah.
It's one of those, straddles the line, like the Altered Beast PS2 remake, which is surprisingly solid for a horror game.
I think I played a bit of that in the Sonic Games collection. Sega Games collection, rather.
Oh, yeah, weird franchise that. They did, I want to say it's about 2 games. Like I forget what, one of the early Sega systems. So pre-3D.
Yeah.
And the 2000s one, which is a product of its time.
Yeah.
Good music, though. I remember that being really fun.
Yeah, the music in older Sega stuff with the, what do they call it? That's not Bit Crush, what's the word? Blast Processed. The Blast Processed music is really good for Sega.
Yeah, it's some of the worst games, some of the worst Sega games have some of the best soundtracks.
Yeah.
Like, was that really famous one? Was it Zero Wing? The one with that, remember that really, really old meme? Somebody said, "Up us the bomb." The game that's from has incredible soundtrack.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's known for like the terrible translation.
All your base belong to us. Okay.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, yeah. That soundtrack is absolutely amazing. And I think it's because the technology is so limited.
Yeah.
The composers had to get really clever with it.
Yeah, which is what I like
So
about
like,
like 16-bit era music.
yeah,
Because
let's say same with that. Yeah, sorry, carry on.
they
Sorry.
do so much with like music that you wouldn't even think possible. Like the old Mega Man series. It's like,
I think
how
early
did you
Pokemon
make
games
those?
also had that problem.
Yeah.
So everything had to sound like. This is music theory, and I'm not an expert on it, but if there's if it's like a quite quite a sort of busy or complex melody, that's usually because, especially if it's a Pokemon game or something, the sound card can't do long sustained notes,
Yeah.
so they had to get like full on like Baroque with their melodies, so the music was consistent.
Yeah. If you are a proponent of music history, please contact us at the email link
Yeah, you're putting more than
www.wedon'tknow@gmail.com, and
that'd be a
please
great
tell us
website.
if this particular instrument is a filling machine or a rinsing machine. Wait, no, sorry, that's a separate email link.
Kind of okay. I lost me with that one.
Sorry, it's,
But anyway,
it's a Hugbee's how it's made joke.
oh, right. Fair. Yes, that's been my week. All
So
things
my
aside.
week has been interesting. So obviously, other than Thursday, I have been building things. So I have
yeah.
built the Noble Gundam this week, the one from G Gundam. The
Oh, yes.
funny, not quite. I don't know why. It's like, oh, this is the Neo Sweden Gundam. Okay, why is it Sailor Moon?
Because that's national stereotypes to show.
I guess.
It's also a really fun series, but everything's a stereotype in the way
Yeah.
that only
I
only
feel
Japan
like it
could
should have
have
been like the IKEA Gundam or something. Like nowadays, it would just be the Joel Gundam. Can you Gundam Joel? Yeah, I have a Gundam. I'm going to attack Xeon, and I have a helmet on my Gundam, and here is friend. Here's my bit.
done friend Gundam.
Friend Gundam. That
Yeah.
friendly. Why is your what? People keep asking me why is my Gundam so small? You know what? At least it's bigger than the Wing Zero. So somehow Friend Gundam is still slightly taller than Wing Zero because Wing Zero is so short. But
Maybe it
yeah,
matches the pilot.
yeah.
Maybe
So I've
big
built
Gundam.
that. I've built the
Yeah.
Zagok. I have
Oh
I have a
yes.
Zagok. I have the red one on the way as well. Of course,
Right.
we got the Blockies Infinite Justice Gundam 2,
Very nice.
which I've just basically what I found out with the head is you have to. I don't know if I've done it right, but I've super glued the head onto the top brick basically to get it to
Oh, that
stay
was.
on.
I do remember it was. It kept coming off.
Yeah,
Didn't it?
and the Freedom Gundam Pink Edition. Don't know why it's the pink
Oh, is it
edition.
the performance one?
No,
No. What?
no,
That's
that's the
you're thinking of.
Zaku. That's the Zaku. I think it was just like some
The
promo
pink
thing that they
pieces
didn't
or
make
the
after a while. Then AliExpress was just like, "We'll steal this," and so I have one of those.
AliExpress. That's what they do.
Yeah, so I have that, and I'm waiting on some more. So I'm waiting on the red Zigok.
Yes.
What else was there? Oh, I think it's just the red Zigok at the moment because I've got like. Oh no, I've got some like minifigures coming as well. So I got the
Oh.
minifigure version of I think it's the NT. Is it the NT1? Because the one with the one with the weird funnels. It has like the weird overly square funnels. The Suzabi, and I think it's a Gira Dogra or a Zaku 2, either one of those. It should be interesting. And I've also picked up from a store. I picked up the Musha Gundam, which I'm currently in the process of building, and the Char's Zaku 2, which was only £5 from Forbidden Planet, 'cause it's the entry grade. Well, they call it first grade, this particular type, but it's basically the same as an entry grade. So that's like £5 for a correctly scaled Zaku 2. I was like, yes, I will have a bit of that.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I'm up to this week. Let's move on to, I guess, technically what else you've been up to, which is the big project.
Yeah, okay. I'll find an image of them. I've been working. Had a bit of a brain fart, and I worked on or did a better version of a little, a small, I guess, small monster manual thing that you can throw into games of D&D because I love looking at like the stuff that never made it to fifth edition and
Yeah.
porting that over. So I dug up my old thing on Varags, and I did a whole little micro faction on them.
Mm-hmm.
So what is a Varag? A Varag. So they're like chaotic hobgoblins with really weird. They got weird horns. Try and find an image of them. They're very fourth edition looking, but they're kind of neat. There we are. And I think they're because they're kind of like they're very tribal esque. They're all about aggression. Oh, there we are.
Yeah.
Just post the image in the chat. There we are. There we go. And they did so three core types. Got basic warriors,
Nice.
some sort of spellcaster. That's really a half caster because Varags are very very barbarian coded. And they're chieftains, which are called tyrants, because everything you could call a chieftain if you really wanted to. I thought it'd have some more theme to it.
Yeah.
Picks and bits. There we are. Then I gave them some pets. For some reason, I like giving factions pets. I just feel that's what humanoids do. So they have vultures and like these big saber-toothed cat things. Are made up using the Dr. Droland's book for a few notes.
Nice.
The idea being it's a really modular way of having them be just hunting animals or something you can ride.
Mm-hmm.
So to put together a whole faction and randomize like a whole, well, maybe not a campaign's worth, but a whole quest or two's worth of potential enemies that you can just drop it or allies. Who's saying they can just drop into the world. I think there's about like 10 regular warriors, the 17 with like a different weapon. This thing with javelins.
Yeah.
They're not. I don't imagine they were the type to use bows. You see, because they're a bit more. They're quite orky in that way.
Yes.
But they're not necessarily dumb. They just prefer hit stuff rather than use a bow if they can help it.
Yeah. I just like getting stuff.
So javelins made more sense.
Yeah.
I think it was 4 spellcasters and the chieftain. I think it was like 14 with the weird cat things and like 6 vultures.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea was, I've got it in my notebook and I've got it in digital form. So if I need a faction nice and quick and it fits, I'll just drop them into game.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, I will say though, I did have to double check myself a bit because it was definitely one of the most aggressive, most combat orientated factions ever written.
Ah.
Like most of their abilities are about dealing damage and more damage,
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
or getting really close to deal more damage. Like that's kind of their thing. But it's only quite fun to write because I think they're kind of underused. I think the image should be in pics and vids now.
Hang on.
So they don't look they don't look very friendly. So it was all aggression all the way. Otherwise, it didn't really make much sense to me at the time. I just gave them a bit more of a...
Look at that.
Right, yeah.
That is a face only a mother could love.
I know, they're kind of ugly. But no, I just think they're a weird goblinoid, and I don't know quite why they disappeared. They're in 4th edition, 3rd 3.5, and 5th. They vanished with some of the other dragon types, that like purple dragons and things like that.
Yeah.
So that was my thing for last couple of weeks. What have you been working on?
I've just been putting a hand on. There be feck. So I've been working on more stuff for the Gundam Compendium because I've been hardlining on Gundam stuff lately. So I have done some more of the early prototype stuff for Xeon, and because that's not necessarily I got bored, but I realised that at this point there's kind of a branching path. So what I followed up with, so what we've done is we've got. Oh yeah, did you know there's a mobile armor called the Fat Uncle?
I did not. Sorry. Getting charger. There we are.
Yeah, there is a mobile armor called the Fat Uncle, which is like a prototype of the main other Xeon mobile armor suits. Don't know why it's called the Fat Uncle. I really don't know why.
They're related to the walking dumpling.
Probably.
A real Gundam name from Turn A Gundam, apparently.
Oh my, yeah. So I've done everything up to the MSO. So I've done the early type Zaku one and the main Zaku one, and then we have. Did I do any special? I probably did. Why is there yes. So we've got. Oh yeah, I also did some of the tanks. So we got the M61s, the better version of the M61s. We have Ramba Ral's Bugu, Gamazabi's Dop, which I did. We've got... Yeah. Oh, yeah, I also did a Dop custom as well for another NPC. And then I decided to do a little bit... In order to make some of the tank stuff make sense, to do some more custom tank stuff, I basically added a bit more lore to, like, 079 China. So the idea of China being, like, so choked up in fossil fuels that aerial combat just isn't necessarily something that works. And because it's so dense, mobile suit combat is not that great either. So tanks actually kind of flourish in China still. Like
makes sense.
One place where tank combat makes sense for the sake of like, because there's a lot of stuff in the early parts of Gundam. There's a few Gundam side series, but there's a lot that just isn't covered as to other parts of the 1 Year War. So I was like, do you know what? Let's do a little bit in China. So that I have an excuse to field more tanks, essentially.
It does show up a lot in like a Wing. There's a lot of weird scenes in. I don't think they call it China, but they're very clearly inspired.
Yeah. Speaking of Wing, because I started on the Zaku 1, that's what I started doing next. So I've done the Wing version of the 90mm and 120mm machine gun. Essentially, they don't have the semi-archaic tag, but they're still weak. But to compensate, they are weaker a little bit. So they have slightly less range and deal slightly less damage. And then I've done because there is a big, massive gap between the Leo and the Torgis. I filled in Mobile Suit 001 to 005. So we have the 001 Peregrines, which is the first attempt to turn Torgis into a functioning mobile suit that didn't end up with a dead pilot. However, the Peregrines is basically so tuned down in the opposite direction that it was just kind of shit. So it was kind of just more of a big walking wall, and is thus used as one. Its name is derived from the Greek word Vipera spitsis, meaning defender. Yeah, I went similar to how Torgis makes no sense in what it's named after, being named after Theurgus. I did the same thing. Next is MSO2 Lancetheros, which is a striker type. This one actually uses the built-in heat lance, or a built-in version of the heat lance that the Torgis uses, and this one was basically predominantly made for being offense-based, but its issue is that it's basically made of tissue paper. So it's got no armor, maneuvers poorly, essentially went all into attack in the sense of everything else, to make by reducing its weight to make it fast, instead of using the verniers. But that, because it's so low weight, it sacrificed basically everything else. So yeah, and it also looks a bit like a Torgis. So OZ later picks this up, fits it with lightweight aesthetic panels to make it look like a Torgis, alongside mobile doll hardware to mimic Zex's piloting style, which gives it the nickname False Goose, which is why it's called the Lantheros, which is derived from Lanthano, the Greek word for wrong or false.
Oh, okay.
Previously, it was only known by its numerical designation. Just a little bit of like kind of homebrew lore to get things in betweeny stuff. Then we have the MS-03 Sagittarius, which is one of the very few constellations not covered in the main Gundam Wing canon. This one is pretty big, so It actually deploys in a 1x2 area as opposed to a 1x1 area. It must use its full movement and a half action to get off the prone condition. It can also charge, so it has it deals 1 extra damage when it makes melee attack after moving. So it combines the concepts of the experience gained from the pair against the Lantharos. The problem is by splitting the G-force load onto 4 legs. Yes, they got the speed to be maintainable to the pilot, but it's also massive. However, OZ realized later on that this could be used in a different way, giving rise to Wing's mobile armors, which weirdly, again, Gundam Wing doesn't have mobile armors, which is really weird because every other series except for Wing has mobile armor.
Well, they saw the Big Zam and thought, nah.
They looked through the interdimensional peephole, saw the Big Zam, was like, that's a bit excessive. But I decided that to rectify that is like maybe mobile armors were just used elsewhere by OZ. Probably. Then we have the NS-04 Alpha, which was made by a different company called Mariner Technologies. This is a homebrew thing. Specialized in repair engineering. So the Alpha is basically a supporter mech that can repair other mobile suits on the fly. And the Beta is a controller type, which basically came into being because Mariner Technologies got a lot of money from producing the Alpha. And so they were like, you know what? We do submarine stuff, so let's make a submarine-style mobile suit. Which has a heat harpoon and a heat harpoon/harpoon gun. Which is, of course... So, it is a mobile suit that is kind of not as good as the Leo, except underwater, where it kind of stands head and shoulders above most mobile suits, in that it can actually function underwater.
Compete with the Goon.
Yeah, well, the idea is that this would later be... I'm going to do the homebrew on it later, but this would later be developed into the Z-Crack, which is a portmanteau of the words, the Z-Gok and a Kraken.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I might do, like, a whole underwater thing that's just like, oh, yeah, these guys exist, too. Just to spice things up and add, again, underwater mobile suits, which is also another thing that Wing suspiciously has absolutely none of.
Yeah, I mean...
Except the cancer, I guess, but we saw how that turned out. But yeah, so that's what I've been working on. It's been fun. Oh, I also did specifically a special NPC unit, which is Noin's MS-04 Alpha. This one comes with a custom paint job, the EVA unit, and the rapid burst jump jet system to make it feel more like a Proto-Ares.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
Yeah.
Get that look over.
Yeah, I will save this and post it in the homebrew section later as an updated version of the thing. I'm having trouble lately saving Word documents.
Sure.
Yeah, for some reason it will let me export as PDF, but it won't let me download a copy, which is really stupid.
Strange.
Yeah, I don't really know why there's a bug with that. Maybe it's a cookies problem or something, or one of those things where sometimes just your internet just glitches out and says, "No, you can't do this, stupid. You are going to have to reset your everything on your browser because you are a suck." Which, being a suck, brings us into our next section, Critical Fumble. What a segue.
There's a few. There's a few we can pick from this one. But I saw one yesterday. So it was one of the, I believe, the current head of Hasbro.
Yep.
Actually admitting we kind of did something wrong with the D&D artwork.
Oh, interesting.
It's huge in that someone that high up actually admitted fault more than anything else. Like you've probably seen it. There was the main backlash was that I think it was Pride Month, but that very very pastel Pride Month thing with the so that artwork, people thought, was this really D&D? This feels a bit like soft, I guess, was the main takeaway.
Yeah.
Anyway, a few months later, the current head of Hasbro was like, maybe that was a mistake.
Just possibly, that might have been a bit of an error.
So I'm just amazed he actually said it, really.
Yeah. Instead of just saying, it's the consumers that are wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, yes, it's Hasbro again. Yeah, so that was the main one. That's something I don't notice all the times. I don't buy many of the modern books, but it can see a shift in the art,
Yeah.
especially in 4th edition. Those artists went really hard on that. So there's some good stuff.
Which is...
Shame about the mechanics, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, so, just a short one, but just someone in power actually admitted a fault that they saw, which is... I'm not used to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what have you found this week?
So mine is also Wizard of the Coast related, because of course it is. It's talking of D&D, have you seen that D&D is going to get Universes Beyond stuff?
I have.
So we're getting D&D Star Wars, which is confusing, because I thought Star Wars had its own system.
They very much do, yes.
So why are we doing D&D Star Wars?
Money.
Yeah, it just seems a bit... I don't know. Maybe this is a little bit old man yells at cloud, but I think it's a bit stupid.
Just a cash grab.
Yeah. I'm just like... Okay, Universes Beyond Magic the Gathering, I can kind of understand. Universes Beyond D&D, no. No, leave that to the homebrewers, man. Leave that to homebrewers. Sheesh. What are you doing? Why would you do this to us? You know, like, I maybe when it comes out, my opinion will change, and I'll be like, you know what, this is cool, you know what, this is fine. But probably not, and probably because it'll be online only, and it'll kind of suck, and you'll have to... Yes, we want you to pay for this digital-only product of an IP that we don't own or control, and that basically took us no effort at all to write, because we didn't actually have to do much writing for it. But we somehow... Yeah, but we somehow fucked it up anyway, by changing shit in the canon that didn't need to be changed.
You're telling me you're not looking forward to the My Little Pony Dark Sun crossover?
Yeah,
it could theoretically happen.
Yeah, we have replaced Han Solo with a Chinaman for no reason whatsoever.
Goofy is now Chewbacca. That'd be Donald Duck.
No, that's when they start doing Kingdom Hearts stuff.
That is, yeah. Which is also connected somehow.
Yeah,
yeah. Double crossover. Yeah, that sounds like you've summed up though. They just they want an easy way to make money, and Star Wars still makes some money.
Yeah, I just feel like it's an odd choice. Like, you know, there's a million and one better options for D&D official crossovers than Star Wars. I mean, you could do Lord of the Rings, because we've done Magic the Gathering Lord of the Rings. You could do, I don't blimmin' know, Neverending Story, Aragorn, or any other, like, fantasy thing that fits the point of a fantasy RPG system.
Yeah.
You know, heck, even the Eye of Argon makes more sense.
I'd buy that one. That'd be amazing. I'd write that.
Dungeons and Dragons Eye of Argon. Get Kaya-san to do an official Eye of Argon.
The rules are completely different though, because it's written like the logic of the story. So yeah, ignore the old rule book. It will not apply.
It will not apply to the core rules.
Did you remember? You don't want to confuse your swilliving and your swilveling. Rookie mistake. Can you imagine the artwork from the short story just redone?
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, no, the problem is like doing like Lord of the Rings and stuff is the Tolkien estate still owns it. So that's legally annoying.
Yeah, but I mean, they managed to do it for 2 Magic the Gathering sets, so it can't be that annoying.
Yeah. The other sticking point is there's already a 5th edition conversion for Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
And it's fairly good. So they already have that. So
Do they?
they don't
Oh,
really need
I
to
didn't
touch that one.
realise that was already a thing. But is
No,
it an official
it's a
thing?
bit underground. But yeah, they already have one.
Oh.
In short.
Wow, I genuinely didn't know that. Well,
It's
that's...
pretty good. They just took the magic out because obviously Lord of the Rings is low fantasy.
Yeah.
And I think I think it's kind of a legal thing more than anything else because it's a franchise we're talking about here.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And other stuff like Dune that already has a game. A lot of these IPs already have tabletop games.
Yeah, I mean,
So
so
I'm
does
not
Star
sure.
Wars. That's kind of...
And I have a good point. Yeah, yeah. But suppose that after that universal appeal, and Star Wars still might have some life in it left. The toys
Yeah.
don't sell well, apparently, though.
I don't know, man. It just seems like...
It's a quick cash grab, I think.
Yeah, but even beyond that, it just seems like I get that Star Wars is a good IP, but surely there's got to be IPs that are just as profitable that make slightly more sense.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. We got obviously Dune. Well, Dune's not fancy, but
I really
no,
thought you were going to say Duke
Conan
Nukem
Hasbro.
for a second.
Yes, give him an RPG. It'd be amazing. No, Conan the Barbarian has one already. Already got a game of that with a D12 system.
Yeah.
Maybe if you want to go back to the 60s, Elric of Melnir Badai style stuff, that could be fun. It's all up, but that's a thing. Then they just run into the problem of it's quite a dark fantasy thing, and modern Hasbro doesn't handle dark fantasy too great.
Yeah. Dark
They-
Souls?
You know what? Yeah, they've done it once, and it was terrible. I know that because I brought the book.
Yeah.
And
So
it's got printing errors.
maybe Wizards could do slightly less shit.
They'll do slightly less bad than with Dark. So I think that's fair. Well, now be Elden Ring, wouldn't it? Though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Elden Ring, perhaps the law's already there.
Like, again, it's like, surely there are better options, guys. Surely there has to be better options. Oh. I think your connection just blipped. Yeah. So anyway, yes, that's my critical fumble of the week. I just don't see it working out the way they want it to, because it just seems a bit.
Star Wars isn't the moneymaker it used to be, judging by a lot of the sales. I think a lot of the interest from the decade about it probably worn off by now, for the most part.
But yeah, I still look forward to seeing what comes of it. If nothing else, to laugh at it. But yeah, so that's my critical fumble. I guess we move on to our homebrew of the week, and our topic was Fear and Hunger.
Which is a fun one.
Yeah.
I was writing a tomb anyway. This is great. I was inspired by there was a new game coming out. It just had its demo called Nimat. It's an ancient Egyptian thing, and I was writing Harakiri at the time. I thought, well, that's very convenient. It's got Fear and Hunger style mechanics and a Fear and Hunger style plot as well. So I just want to get images of it. So I'm really looking for. I hope that's good because I've been burnt before. Was it Strife? I really wanted to like it and just didn't.
Yeah.
Art style was great. Gameplay was not good.
Yeah.
In the mart, and I came up with a couple of beasties for the tomb. The tomb skeletons and the
Skeleton.
They call the black eye scorpions. There we go, in the mart.
As opposed to the black-eyed peas. Or are they the skeletons of the black-eyed?
Oh yeah,
peas?
that's a very rare encounter.
The black-eyed pea skeletons.
Yes. So the tomb skeletons are generic, but I added a little bit more to them. So they're not just skeletons. They've got a little something extra going on. But I mean, what's a tomb without skeletons?
It's like a day without sunshine.
I know, right? Yeah. So they are like the entry level very pharaonic, so they were buried with their pharaohs and kings and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They have the same stats as the regular skeleton, slightly worse armor. However, there's a bit of... a few things have changed. So, they have resistance to non-magical slashing.
Makes sense.
Because I think, well, skeletons... You can't really cut a skeleton. They don't particularly care for it.
I
So
don't
that's the
like
thing.
being cut.
Yeah, they all sound like that.
It all sound like Warwick David. See, Warwick's just become back. He's got his sandwich now.
Well, he's doing a lot. He's doing a lot of work, nowadays. It's good for him. No, they give him some fun traits. So they're doing something remotely interesting.
Yeah.
They have a modifier, a +1 modifier to attack rolls while they're in 5 foot of a friendly tomb skeleton.
Uh-huh.
They can use that action to brace to give themselves an additional +1 AC modifier if it doesn't move and is charged. And they gain resistance to non-magical piercing while it's within 10 feet of of one of their captains, which is like a slightly harder, more hit points and extra abilities kind of thing.
Makes sense.
So they have access to bronze spears and some kopeshes as well. Also, they get an alternative trait. So every time you roll one, roll D100. 70 or more, they get the Tomb Cloud trait, which is basically everything within 5 feet.
Yeah.
That must pass a DC 13 con save, or they take 1d6 poison damage.
Makes sense.
So they just slightly got the lurgy.
The lurgy.
Yeah, just. That's the
I've
captain
got a
himself.
cold.
Yeah, the captains are quite a bit hard. They get a couple more, but they get basically they can re-roll attack rolls of 1.
Makes sense.
So anything friendly within 20 feet, and their weapons attacks count as magical, and they can also poison. They can basically poison anything with sort of like grave rot, that kind of thing. So that's the fear and hunger element, really. It's not that it's a skeleton with a spear or a big kopesh or something. It's the fact they have some horrible side effect, and fear and hunger is all about those horrible side effects.
Yes.
As for Black Eye Scorpions, they're slightly harder. CL1, point on hit points, standard chitin. They can burrow. They have a trait, Sudden Sting, which is quite interesting. So they have advantage on the attack rolls.
Yep.
Sort of like similar to while they're sort of burrowing under sand and hidden away, despite being large. They don't actually poison. The reasoning being bigger scorpions just don't have the venom in them.
It's like big spiders.
The smaller than actually do. They do, however, have the ability to their venom does blind though. So again, DC 13, not crazy high, but it's an hour-long effect that that the stinger can just blind you, which of course has reach and a recharge of 5+.
Yeah.
So it can be quite nasty, and they have a +5 to hit. So they're not insignificant fighters. Especially they probably rock up in more than like 1 or 2 as well. So again, that fear and hunger thing of how can I make something you need and take that away from you for a little bit.
Yeah.
That's very, very fear and hunger. That's where we're stopped with that. With that one is for this thing. So what are you come up with for?
So I've done 2 things. The fear and hunger thing. Basically, I've gone with vague, gribbly things. So I've done one D&D thing, and I've done one Lancer thing. So the Lancer thing is something called the Devouring Targe, which is a shield unit that uses 3 system points. And of course, it is manufactured by Horus, as we know in Lancer terms. Those are the guys that make the weird biomechanical alien shit. And that is very fear and hungry, isn't it?
Yeah, it's slightly eldritch.
So, when you're attacked with a melee threat weapon, have damage be rolled even on a miss. You heal hit points equal to the damage that would have been dealt by a missed shot. The idea being that the shield, if on a miss the shield, you would have blocked it with a shield, and the shield eats some of the weapon.
Right.
When attacking with a shield weapon, if you do in fact have a weapon that's a shield, heal HP equal to half the damage dealt. If max HP is reached, you may heal a structure or damaged weapon or system this way instead. This is a parasitic mouth module that adheres to standard physical shields. It eats bullets and enemies, transferring the raw matter into its host. It screams in pain when the shield attached to it is struck, just adding to the weird, creepy factor of it. Very Fear and Hunger-esque. Maybe it's even alive, somewhat, and you're just abusing a strange creature for your, like, mechanical benefit. Like, this thing is alive, and you are basically torturing it for your own warlike good.
I mean, did it say anything, or does it just scream?
It just screams. That's the weird part. It just screams. It's a very much, I have a mouth and I must scream kind of thing. Wait.
So you can talk to it?
Yeah.
What it would do is scream at you.
Probably. I mean, to be fair, it only seems to scream in response to pain. It doesn't really do much else besides.
Huh.
It's not particularly smart, but it can feel pain, whatever it is. Whatever it is, it definitely feels pain.
That's good. It's stupid. It can feel pain.
Yeah. The other thing I did was called the Red Death, which is a medium humanoid aberration, neutral evil. This is, again, something kind of eldritchy. Well, actually, this is less eldritch and more Fear and Hunger / Backrooms kind of creepy.
Yeah?
So they are a humanoid. They can speak the language of their former state, if any. CR2, immune to poison, resist fire, vulnerable to cold, immune to poison and diseased. Any contact with the Red Death, including unarmed attacks, causes contraction of Red Death syndrome. See below. If it's hit with cold damage, this creature falls asleep, only waking up the DC 10 con save. This is similar to how bacteria and viruses will enter a dormant state at temperatures below 0 degrees. It's a living disease, so casting a cure disease effect or healing spell on it deals 1d6 damage times the spell level instead. It has a basic claw attack, which deals piercing or slashing and fire damage, and there's a little bit of extra sort of, miscellaneous behavioral stuff. So the Red Death can and will use whatever weapons it has or can get a hold of, including improvised weapons. So it is in fact capable of using weapons. It prefers to spread its contagion to prone, vulnerable, and otherwise neutralized targets. It's not above using deception or seduction in order to proliferate. Don't know how it seduces things, but as we'll get into later, surprisingly well. Red Death syndrome has 4 stages. So there's an incubation period, which is equal to 2 hours times the rolled result. Stage 2 is just cold symptoms. It lasts an hour times the rolled result, which is on a d4. -2 to stealth checks and -2 to con, because you have a bit of a cold. Then stage 3 is uncontrollable rising fever. Temperature will continue to rise to the point of death. You gain vulnerability to fire damage. You take 2 damage every minute. With undetermined type, you just take the damage. If the subject would die this way, you go to stage 4 instead. Stage 4 is metamorphosis. Over the course of the next 24 hours, the subject will slowly grow red tumors, their skin will turn red, hard, and cracked, the eyes will slowly turn a milky purple, and their hair falls out, replaced by long hair-like tumors. The disease is incurable at this stage, and then beyond stage 4, if it progresses to stage 5, they simply become an instance of the Red Death.
Right. They become a tumor.
Effectively, yeah. I've just realised I didn't actually put stage 5 down because I forgot.
But they cease to be at that point, is that?
Yes.
Right.
Well, they retain some elements of their personality and their psyche, but they essentially, as a Red Death instance, their sole objective is to proliferate at that point. So it's kind of like a mind control-y type effect, but it's more like kind of a medical psychopathy, I guess.
Like the zombie cacti in Dark Sun.
Yes, except that,
literally enslave you with your mind.
yeah, except that these zombies are intelligent. It does rewrite your stats. One of
Oh,
which being intelligence 16.
oh,
So they are not stupid. In fact, they are quite smart and will use basically any means necessary to get what they want done. But with the offset that they are very, very single-minded, like zombies. So it's kind of
what if
like
you
a
couldn't read?
halfway between zombies and mind flayers.
What if you couldn't read before?
Uh, you
That's
can,
so fun to think about.
yeah.
Uh,
But yes, so the disease itself is hard to identify before it becomes too late to act. Initial symptoms are identical to that of standard cold and influenza strains. It's only when the effect spreads to the hypothalamus gland becomes obvious, by which point there are precious minutes to save the patient. You can apply a cold compress to the entire body to get like an extra few minutes, but when the patient suddenly regains consciousness, they have likely passed the point of no return. All that can then be done is to delay the metamorphosis for as long as possible with continuous surgery of the tumors and treatment of affected skin. In stage 4 cases, euthanasia is advised.
aggressive healing is how you
Yeah,
fight this.
yeah. So this homebrew
Was
has
that
been
very
inspired by a
early
few
Final
things.
Fantasy, that?
Yeah, so it's got a few inspirations. So obviously the sort of the vibes of Fear and Hunger, the Wretched cycle from the Backrooms canon, where you like slowly become
Yeah.
this weird, hyper-aggressive thing, and Thrax from the movie Osmosis Jones, from which this creature derives its
Oh,
name, the
God,
Red
yeah.
Death. If you've ever seen that movie,
I have.
I've been doing a bit of a deep dive on that lately because man, was that a weird film.
Yeah,
It's
that's certainly a movie.
yeah, it's one of the weirdest things that Bill Murray has ever been in.
Well, he wasn't that, wasn't he? I forget. Jeez.
Yeah.
I think Tim Curry
Bill
overshadows him in that movie.
Murray.
I forget he's in it.
Is Tim Curry in that movie? I thought he was.
He's the villain, I think.
No, that was Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh, fair.
Yeah,
But
Morpheus.
he does that all the time. It would be Tim Curry, wouldn't it?
No, that was Morpheus. Lawrence Fishburne. Which is why I added the section of the Red Death potentially being able to use seduction. Because for some reason, despite being a weird-ass virus, Thrax was weirdly kind of sexy in that movie.
With a great singing voice.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, okay.
That'd be
Like,
s- I think
He's
rather,
that
I don't
cool
know.
kind of black villain type archetype of like that,
No,
suited up,
I can see it. I can see it.
almost like mob, no, gang leader esque.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I can see it. It's not sure what we call that archetype, but yeah.
yeah. I don't know, but I thought it was cool. And I was thinking about it yesterday, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do another Homebrew of the Week thing. And I thought, hang on, yeah, I'll use these things as inspiration.
Viruses.
Because I haven't done a weird D&D horrible disease for a bit, and I like my D&D horrible weird disease things, as I've done in the past.
We all have a brand, and yours is apparently geese and strange diseases.
Yeah, and machines for whatever reason.
What if we combined all three of those? Give the machine a strange disease.
That's also a geese.
Production.
Maybe I should. Maybe that should be one of our homebrews of the week topics of yeah, like stupid combo. So strange disease plus this plus that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that up now. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I was just adding things to the wheel. We got running low again.
Yes. Speaking of, we have to spin the wheel.
Oh, we got some fun ones.
Good.
We got some fun ones. All of these would be interesting, I think. So we have combinations just like Legacy of Kain, failed tabletop games, yokai, D-tier villain, that's the oldest one left, medieval animal art, and the Eye of Argon.
Oh.
So not all of these could be good. So let's have a look. Oh, it's a new one.
Oh.
Huh. Well, funny you mentioned that. It's combine two things you would normally write and try and make it cohesive, I guess.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, this is going to be a weird one. I can already tell. I haven't started it yet, but I just have a feeling.
Oh, man. So, with that being said, let's move on to our closing thoughts for the week.
Yes, let's close. Yeah, right. I've got a little bit of time before any sort of actual work kicks in.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to do something like a skirmish report? I should book that in soonish.
Possibly, although I am kind of busy the next couple of weeks.
That's okay. Okay.
Because I am solely in charge of the church for
Oh yes, you
at
are.
least a couple of weeks, which is quite scary.
Been promoted of sorts.
Yeah, sort of. So I've got that on my shoulders, which I'm like, okay. So there's that, but possibly, definitely, I want to say before the end of the month we could try and get something done at least.
Okay, well, that sounds good. Fair enough.
My closing thought is so there's the new event has come out for. Well, I say the new event. The new challenge mode has come out for Gundam G Eternal, and it's Gundam Wing. And yes, the SSR unit that you get from it is a tall geese, and I'm very happy. We finally have a regular tall geese, which is a striker version, and it's so good. Because unlike the other ones, it has like massive range and pretty decent damage, so you can just snipe units from like half the map away, and it is so good. Because like I could do decent
crazy rifle.
Yeah, but the regular tall geese and the tall geese 2 and the tall geese 3 are all defense types because of the shield.
Okay.
But this one is an actual assault unit. And it's a bit better than the Flugel because it actually has better range. So I'm like, snipe. You can't counterattack. Yeah, you can't counterattack me because you suck. Yeah, I would love to get the tall geese. What's it called? The Valkyrie. The green one. I would love to get one of those, but I mean, to be fair, we've had weirder stuff. Like we've got the Ghost Musha now in the new event. So it's entirely possible that we will see the tall geese, the tall geese Valkyrie at some point, because we have had build fighter stuff before, like the Red Warrior. So hopefully, maybe, please, I would enjoy.
I'd like to think Trey's wanted to name all his mechs after various birds. She just settled on geese. We would have had like the tall geese and the big mallard.
That's why I made the first prototype called the Peregrines after the peregrine falcon, because I was like, bird joke time.
Then there's the swan as well. They were all different birds.
The swan.
He just settled on geese as for every single one.
As you do.
You could have gone with the booby. You thought, nah, never mind.
No, that's Full Frontal's latest mech.
Oh right, yeah, of course.
I have created.
Trying to pass himself off as Trey's somehow.
Yeah, the booby and the tit are his. They're based on birds. What do you mean? Yes, Char. Yes, of course. Yes. Sure, I believe it.
Do you think people pretended to know it wasn't Char?
Yeah, I mean, they certainly did when it was Quattro. I mean, Neo Bright was like right there. Bright Neo was right there, and he was just like, yeah, no, that guy's fine. That guy's chill, right?
It's like Batman's secret identity. Everyone knows it, but everyone's like, yes, no one knows.
No one could possibly tell that it's Char. Look, Amuro, just don't say anything. He's useful, okay? But he's also my enemy.
Frenemy.
Boy-frenemy, apparently. We have made this joke in the literal previous episode, but there is something very gay going on between those two.
Probably homoerotic. They're just...
Yeah.
Well, the 60s, remember? They probably wouldn't be...
Yeah. Anyway, that's my closing thoughts for the week. I'm just happy that we have another tall geese, and I am pleased as punch about that. And on that note, it is what time are we on?
Just on 9.
Thanks. That's very helpful. Oh, wow, it really is almost 9 o'clock. Wow. So we shall raid out. Thank you guys for joining us for this week's podcast. And we will raid out to... Drumroll, please. Don't do a drum roll. I'm not going to put a drum roll sound effect on the thing. Bongos. What could we... Who could we raid? Who could we do a thing? Who could we throw our stuff at? Do you know what? Bobo is always good for this sort of thing. He's been playing something called Windscape. He's finished the Legacy of Kain game, and he's now on a game that is somehow even more broken and unfinished than Legacy of Kain 2. So we will raid over to him. I was watching him earlier. We saw an amazing glitch earlier on Bobo's stream where he went up a ladder, and there was an enemy at the top of the ladder, and the enemy just sort of stood there confused. He did not know what to make of the ladder geometry. I was like, yes, this is funny. So, yes, we will raid out. Thank you guys for tuning in. This has been Jackson and Byzantian Dev. Join us next week for a combination of our usual stuff for Homebrew of the Week. And we'll see you guys next time. It's going to be strange. Almost finished building the Mushi gun as well. I managed to build that during the podcast. I almost finished building the Mushi gun.
That's alright.
Yeah, it's cute. He's also got a buff in the newest update as well, so I'm happy with that. Okay, see you guys. Bye, 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 bye. Same time next week.
Toast.
Okay. Wrong button. Oh boy, this is going to be a funny thing. If you're listening at home, bye.